Check us out each and every Saturday at 7 o'clock on www.listendishes.com.
Yeah, it's the Lounge Boys. Best show here, heavy fit for the crown, boy. Wait a line we got down, boy, that's no disrespect. Hard work and determination and Kim on our back and belief this got us set. 20 plus with the friendship, still ain't missing steps. Hey Nick, I say we gon' run this ish till we out of breath. 7 sharp, better tune in. Listen, we gave the station our vision and moved in. Topic to topic, we kill them topics, no loose ends. No matter the topic, y'all only gossip on new trends. Flow butter, that's new Timbs. Team shining like new rims. Y'all need advice, well here's your advice cause we drop gems. We at the top 10, this a whole nother chart slim. Bradley he chosen, this interview should be top 10. No telling who walking, got our city, they all in.
Yeah, Lounge Boys in the building, baby. We back.
Welcome to the Lounge Boys. I'm so used to saying we do this each and every Saturday. We done made a little change.
Saturday no more.
Because of schedule. So we do this right now each and every Sunday, 7 p.m. Thank y'all for tuning in, of course. As you can see, we're missing one person.
Ain't we always, though?
Yeah, shout out to Nick. That's his high chair over there.
Yeah, this is the chair. We put all the microphones on him.
And he couldn't make it today, but we got a great show for y'all. Of course, when we talk about, same topics that we talk about, things that's going on in the news. But what makes it an even more special show is a show about breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
And we have 2 special guests here today. You've seen the flyer, you know who they are. But if not, I'm not going to tell you yet. We're going to wait to see.
Yeah, then you go find out.
Yeah, and that's what we do. So we'll get this show started. Hey, Timmy.
Hey, you know, our beautiful shirts?
Yes.
Oh, I'm out of uniform.
Yes. Oh, man.
That's what happens when you got to do all the work, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's just how life goes. But
Change the halftime.
So real quick, first and foremost, we're going to give a shout out to Damon Nicholson. If you've seen him, he was on our show last week. Boxer from Laurel, Maryland. He won his fight Friday night.
Yeah, congratulations,
my man.
Remember, he was on that show before that fight.
Yeah. And he got big things coming, and we're gonna be instrumental in everything he has going on. Anytime he has something coming up, we'll let y'all know. We'll step in there. We'll go to the ring.
He ain't getting in the ring. He's just gonna go to the
ring.
ring.
I'm gonna go to the ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get in the ring, but we're gonna go to the ring. But shout out to Damon. Keep doing your thing, and you already know. You call us anytime you're ready. Next fight, we there.
For sure.
Plain and simple.
That's right.
All right.
So, current events, congratulations to the Nationals on making the World Series.
Yes. So the Astros beat the Yankees?
Oh, don't say that, though.
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
Yes, they did. I didn't want to mention that part because I like the Yankees and...
Okay, so it's going to be the Astros and the Nationals?
Yeah, it's going to be...
All right.
So we going to Houston?
You know what? I just thought about that because...
we coming there.
Actually, shout out my boy, my homeboy, that he just did the opening thing for the game the other day. So maybe we'll go down there, and fly up here and we'll swap it out.
Tell them we coming there.
So we're going to swap it out. We're going to swap it out game for game.
Exactly.
But yes, congrats. So we not doing bad. The Mystics just won the WNBA championship.
Yeah, the Mystics just won.
Yeah. Is there any DC other teams we can talk about without people getting in their
Capitals? Capitals won.
We
can't talk about the Redskins. They got their ass kicked today. They lost by 3 field goals.
Talk about the Redskins.
They lost by 3 field goals.
But see, now we're being motivated by our other teams that are winning, and now we have to get that winning feeling, and then we're going to start winning. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. But,
Didn't y'all just fire the coach or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's your team?
DC United. That's my team. I'm not a football fan, you know that. But shout out to the sports team, shout out to the Wizards. The NBA season starts on Tuesday, and I'm the happiest person on the planet. Because I'm not a football guy, as you know, I'm a basketball guy. And I don't know about the Wizards. I don't jump out the window yet, but Bill's still there.
I ain't even really been with the NBA since they started doing all that soap opera type stuff, and making it like something like wrestling to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like too much drama going on.
It's pre-recorded.
I mean, yeah, exactly. There's too much drama going on. They got all these all stars on one team. It ain't fun no more, man.
Right.
I mean, the Lakers should win every single game this year.
But they not though.
Every single game.
But you know who's gonna win every
You want to
single
bet they be in the finals?
Every game.
You want to bet they be in the finals?
Of course they win.
Exactly.
Okay,
So what type of season that you already know they're going to win the finals?
Listen, who's gonna win all their games? LeBron.
Okay, but let me explain
But
something.
I'm just saying, it ain't right. It ain't fun no more, man.
Can I
Where's the
explain?
competition?
Can I explain something to y'all real fast?
What's that?
When it comes to TV, everything that comes on TV is a production.
Okay.
Everything's a production. So you say it's like wrestling, you say it's like everything's a production. So it's okay. I know
It's alright.
I still don't agree with it, man.
it's fine. All right, let's move on.
Damn, my opinion don't count.
I mean,
Your opinion counts. It's just that, we just take it with a grain of salt.
yeah. So
Hey, Flavor, stole me my shirt.
we do have to send a rest in peace to Elijah Cummings, which is crazy because I don't know if you've seen the pictures of John Lewis. You know who John Lewis is. John Lewis and Elijah, I think they almost look exactly the same. So some people were posting the wrong picture, and people had to backtrack and be like, "Oh man, my bad." You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy if you're an alive person and you see your picture of Rest in Peace Day, and it's probably messing it up. But he get it, he understand. But it's weird. It's a bunch of circumstances.
He did a lot for Baltimore, man. And this,
Yes,
him
I
passing like that, I hope Baltimore don't go downhill from there. From
You
here.
hope they don't go downhill?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
no further down.
I mean, I wasn't trying to say they was down.
Nah, we all know what it is.
I mean, we know what it is in Baltimore for real.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I just hope it gets better, man. And he was one that was trying to help. And if they don't put nobody in the space, then
No, it's not putting nobody in space. Who's gonna step up and do what he did is the question.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? So nowadays, when we look at things and when shit happens, we look to our rappers and actors and that sort of thing who aren't really connected to the politics and the politicians, which who we need to find out. So if it's a youngin' that's in politics and they connected to all these politicians and they trying to get the laws passed and all that kind of stuff, like little Trayon over in the Southeast, he connected. If people work with him more, things might get more done from us as a people instead of us just trying to do it for a city or a state for all different races. You know what I'm saying? We gotta find somebody within our own to uplift and show that we behind them so that they do the right thing by us. So.
true.
Yeah. And like I said, do you have the mic thing?
The mic
So
what?
everybody? No, I just want to make sure their mics are on.
Oh, they mic should be off. Quiet on the set, please.
No, I got the opportunity to meet Elijah Cummings about a year ago. We were filming in Baltimore, and he actually lived in those neighborhoods, the same neighborhoods they talked about. He actually lived there, and he wanted to make a change in the things he wanted to do. And but it's not over because he has some constituents who are still going to push on his fight. So rest in peace, Elijah Cummings.
Right, it's okay. So just like you said, some of his constituents, right? His constituents need to come out and be public to us, man, so that we can see that their agenda is still the same as what his was, so we can get behind them and go forward and try and get some movements made.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to figure out who's going to be the forefront of it because, they want one person to come out and be that person. So it'll come. I know it's going to come, but like we said,
Put your best foot forward. We're going to see which one y'all we're going to elect.
put your best foot.
Rest in peace again, big boy.
Yeah, rest in peace.
So I'll move on real quick. Couple of quick topics.
What you got?
On the sheet, we got about Gina Rodriguez using the N-word. I don't even know who Gina Rodriguez is.
It sounds like she might be Puerto Rican or something.
I heard her talk about it on the radio though, but they were saying like who can use it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so let's have a discussion. And who can actually use the N-word?
But this is what you gotta understand. It's not about who can use the N-word. It's about in what context and when you're using it. And the thing about it was she used it. She was singing a Lauryn Hill song. Like you ever been to a concert? Listen, have you been? Last time you been to a concert? Now, first of all, these hip hop concerts, there's majority white people there.
Facts.
And they will go to a Jeezy concert.
And every time we say nigga, they say
But think about Jigga. How that song go?
Jigga my nigga?
Niggas.
What?
I used to see white people that like, niggas.
Oh my nigga.
Look at like, what you talking about, man?
But it's a difference when you're in an arena with 20,000 people and then when you're sitting by yourself and you're singing the song. So I think people, I know she didn't mean anything, she didn't mean no harm.
I think it's more like if you call somebody like you a nigga.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly. She
Something
was
like
singing a
that.
song. It wasn't directed. It wasn't derogatory. I don't think there was nothing wrong with it. And
She didn't call a nigga though.
yeah, exactly. So that's why I mean I don't.
But think about it though, right?
Mm.
Who created nigga?
Oh no, that's a whole show.
Okay, so if you think about it, right, we all know that nigga is derogatory coming from Caucasian people when it's aimed at people of color, right?
Yes.
Sometimes Puerto Rican, Mexicans, they kind of look like our complexion.
And they say it.
I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason why they call us a nigga is because of our complexion.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of other stuff behind it. We're gonna have a show one day called Nigga. But today,
Oh
we're not.
shit!
So
Tune in for that one. It's gonna be great.
exactly. Skipping to one more thing, which was funny to me about the whole Lisa Ray thing. She's come out and talked a lot this past week. She ain't talked this much since I don't even know.
She ain't talking 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. But she says she's blaming Dwayne Martin for the breakup of her marriage.
That's the funniest shit I ever heard of, dog.
I don't understand how you can blame.
I mean, not unless Dwayne was going to her husband and telling her lies and stuff like that.
Exactly.
That might be a way, but
Wait.
She said he was bringing women around.
Going to her husband and hold up, let's go back to his.
That's crazy.
Going to her husband and telling her husband lies. Is he telling her lies about her?
About her.
Okay, but at the end of the day, that's still his choice if he want to go fuck somebody else.
I mean, yeah, but it's okay. Let's say, Gam was like, man, your girl over there doing this, that. You ain't gonna break up with her? If you tell her,
That's because he said it. I said it.
I mean, she might investigate. We don't know if she investigated or not.
No, you talking about.
Like, I
You're
guess.
not talking about her though. You talking about him.
I just reversed it right quick. But I'm saying, he may have been telling him all type of stuff about
That's
her.
like okay. So put it like this.
No.
Okay, so put it like
Damn.
this. That's like me coming around and I got about 4 beautiful women with me, and you having to sleep with one of them. It's my fault.
Yeah, it's your fault.
The fuck.
That was a good one.
That was my fault. And I'm sure
You shouldn't have pulled him around me.
you know, you should keep your dick in your pants.
But you know I'm a horny dude. Leave me alone.
Shit.
Don't bring him around me.
When you start blaming other people
For your dick falling.
That's why they say married dudes hang with married dudes.
Bullshit.
That's what they say.
So do you cut all your friends off because they not
You're
married?
damn right.
So when you gonna leave Brad alone?
I already left him alone.
Okay.
don't come past my house no more and knock on my door.
Don't knock on the door.
Only 4th of July.
Right.
And I'm gonna look out the window upstairs and start belting.
Hey,
I didn't say it was me.
hit his ass with some
But
AIDS.
I didn't say it was me. I said that's what the saying was.
Nah, man, that's bull, man. Keep your dick in your pants and ain't nobody else touching your dick but you, right?
Damn right.
This conversation on
Exactly.
far left and right. So we're gonna bring it back to the
So don't blame
subject.
nobody else for you falling in the
Let's
wrong.
bring it back for what we have.
All right. So what we're gonna do? I don't know.
You know you on the lounge, boy.
Where was that? But like I told you about the show today, breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
And we have it rhymes too. Elise and Sonice. They both here today.
Bitches in a rap.
They're gonna, yeah,
You don't like
exactly.
that joke, man.
They're gonna be on the show. They're gonna share their story, share the things that they went through. We'd also like to give a special shout out to a part of our management, Kimmy. You can see it says Kimmy Chronicles under here.
On that shirt.
Make sure y'all hashtag it.
Yes, Kimmy
Hashtag
Chronicles
Kimmy
is on the
Chronicles.
shirt.
Hashtag coming out Kimmy Chronicles.
So are we supposed to?
Kim is starting her new fight with this whole situation with breast cancer. She's starting her new fight as of recent. So it's one of the things where us as guys, you know, we can't really understand it. And it's one of the things where we have to let her, you know, we have to let her order her steps the way she wants to, and we can't step in and do anything but have support, because that's what we're here for. And as she knows, she has our support. That's hands down. That's never been an issue. But
she dropped the bomb on us, and well, I guess, but like you said, we didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Because we know we are nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I know we was driving her crazy.
Nerve-wracking.
We was driving her crazy and all that other stuff. So she, you know, she stepped down for a while to take care of herself.
Yes.
And we all respect that.
Yes.
And once she told us, then we all was like, oh man, this
Yeah.
it hit home basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we got a shirt. We're gonna represent her.
And it's a fight that she doesn't have to fight alone.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? She has us. She has a family. She has everybody. So
We love you, Kim.
yes,
Get
and that's
well
another
soon.
part of the reason why
Our two survivors will come in. I guess they can give us some enlightenment on how what's going through and
Definitely.
go through and stuff like that.
Definitely. And
We don't know.
And it's crazy because of like a couple weeks ago when Matthew Knowles came out and talking about he was diagnosed with breast cancer. That threw me for a whole.
Maybe get breast cancer?
Yeah, you know
That's the same thing. That's the same exact
Nah,
thing.
I thought it was
There's
prostate, right?
There's
That's
prostate.
different. That's in your
Bowels.
Yeah.
in your
But
prostate.
this is
I did not
yeah.
know that.
I did not know that either, and I heard about it,
In boobies.
and he talked about it, and he,
Go ahead, boobies. Go ahead, dude. Don't do that.
no, it's your chest. Period.
Yeah, I did not know that.
We got breast assistants. They're just not big as the clinic.
Wow, clinically.
That's great.
But yeah, so all this stuff is intertwined. Like you say, men, you know, we think about breast cancer and all we think about is women and something, and that kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't know anything about it, and it made me research it after I heard about that. And there's been a lot of cases of that with men, but it's just that he's a public figure and it came out, so it brought awareness to it. So, with that being said, we're gonna go to a break, and
Don't
we'll
go
come back.
nowhere.
Yes, we'll come back.
Keep
Oh,
it.
sorry. When we come back,
Hey,
we're gonna get some food, and then when we come back, we're gonna have the ladies up here with us. So you're tuning to the Lounge Boys.
check out our sponsors. If you need
yes.
if you need any of our sponsors, check them out. Make sure y'all reach out to them. Let them know that y'all seen it on the Lounge Boys show, and we appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure they appreciate it too.
And thank you for the water that we can't drink. We'll be back in a second.
Whatever we can't drink.
All right, how we gonna set this up?
Have you been in an accident? Unfortunate DUI? Facing immigration? Call New Age 5763. That's 571-317-576.
Nah, why don't you use one unplugged in, whichever one plugged in. That's this one. Nah, you plug this one in. Because I'm plugging that. Wait, plug that one in.
Hey, we only got 2 minutes, ladies.
Right.
Hey, we only got 2. Sorry.
Yeah, get them sit down because you got zone this back up.
Come on, y'all. I got commercial for you.
Wow.
It went up.
Both of you ladies should sit there right here.
Have you been in an accident? Unfortunate DUI? Facing immigration? Call New Age Empire for a free consultation today. 571-317-5763. That's 571-317-5763. They got your back.
Harrison, Tim.
This one's still up.
Yeah, it's still up. Welcome back to the Lounge Boys Show.
Are we back?
Yeah, baby.
All right, let me find this real quick. I'm trying
You
to.
should still have the same one. Or just still one out. We're on the side right now.
What, gang? We on?
Are we still on here?
Yup, we still live, same spot, same place, same channel.
All righty, here we go. Welcome back.
Welcome back, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
done played musical chairs.
You ladies got your microphone? Look, I got a hold.
I know I told you.
What is going
We don't know
on?
who- in the camera, we don't know who got the tutu on.
Wait a minute, you say,
I'm saying you so close that I can see that, you know. Nah, you good, you good.
Cut it out, right?
All right, so welcome back. Welcome back. We have the two young ladies here, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Elise Middleton.
Yes, and I'm Sonia's Crowley, the Sunshine.
All right, Sunshine. All right, y'all.
Sunshine.
First of all, we'd like to thank y'all definitely for coming in. This is obviously a topic a lot of people, some people have a hard time talking about, and some people have a hard time expressing, you know, the whole thing about it. But we appreciate y'all, and we're going to get into it. The first question I would like to ask is, what was the first thing that ran through your mind when you found out that you were diagnosed with breast cancer?
First thing came to my mind, I'm gonna die.
The first
I was
thing
scared.
that came to mind, I was gonna die. When you hear the big C,
Mhm.
you automatically think of death sentence.
How old?
Jesus.
How old was you?
I was 30 when I got diagnosed.
I was 29.
And you thought that when you was, dang, wow, you thought that when you was 30.
When I was 30.
Now, leading up to that, was it because what I see is, what I hear about is that, you know, there's a way for women to check themselves and stuff like that, do all that. So, like, leading up to that, how did you find out before you went to the doctor, or did you have a thought in your mind before you went to the doctor and found out, or how did that work?
Well, I had a thought in my mind before I went to the doctor because I found my own lump. I did, you know, do my own breast exams and I found my own lump. So the first thing was I have breast cancer.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
came to my mind.
Before you even went to
Like
the
I
doctor?
had before I even went to the doctor, I didn't see no doctor, nothing.
She said you felt it up?
I did, I found it. And then my mom at the time was living in Baltimore, so I called her. I was like, Mom, I found a lump. I got breast cancer, I'm going to die. And then, you know, she was talking me down. She was like, no, you don't know. You got to go to the doctor. So then when I went to the doctor, I had tests and stuff done, but then it was that I had breast cancer.
How about you?
Same thing with me. Mine was through a self-examination. I found a knot. Unfortunately, in my case, I was 29, the day before my 30th birthday.
Oh, wow.
I was with, and I hope I can say their name, but I was with the Kaiser Insurance Company, and they did not want to give me a mammogram or ultrasound because of my age. So I had to fight for my life at that moment to even get a mammogram. And then the doctor that did the examination, because quite naturally once I found a knot, I went to the doctor, and he flat out told me it was a fibroadenoma, which means it was a benign knot. So he did biopsy it. So he sent me into surgery, took the knot out, and then they took the knot to the pathologist. And then they kept calling me back. Nothing came across my mind about breast cancer. I just didn't even think like that because I trusted what the doctor said to me, because here I am, a 29-year-old woman, not even thinking I'm going to get hit with such a devastating news. So they called me back and told me that it was stage 2 breast cancer and that it's a possibility that it's spread through my body. And which it did. I had 13 positive lymph nodes because I had to go back into surgery. And when you go back into surgery, well, technically when it's supposed to happen, you're supposed to biopsy the knot, send it to the pathologist. The pathologist comes back with your report to determine the size, to determine the grade, to determine the stage, and so forth, and how the cancer is actually made up. So it determines your type of treatment that you need to have.
Okay.
So with that, they treated me aggressively because by that time he left the remnants of the cancer in me, which spread it to my lymph nodes. So I had to have chemotherapy and radiation, and that was a tough thing to be 30 years old, bald head. You know, and you have to fight for your life.
But you said they wasn't gonna do it because of your age.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm confused about that.
So it's all tapped into the insurance company, because I'm not sure, because that was actually 17 years ago. And I think somebody just asked me on my live, you know, is insurance companies paying for younger women to get, you know, to get examined? And it was solely based on the insurance company, because at that time, women 40 and over would get mammograms.
Wow.
And get it paid for, but any woman younger and who didn't technically have a track of breast cancer, they were just not treated fairly. It was really a fight for my life. I mean, I really had to fight to be on your couch today.
Wow. Well, that just blew my mind, just thinking about that. But I guess we live in a time now, I guess, where they understand that there's no age to breast cancer. Like, there's no age restrictions, there's anything.
That's what I understand.
I don't know how insurance companies have formatted that, but, you know, that's another topic, another battle, another fight. First question, well, not first question, but this is a family question. So, when you first got diagnosed and you knew about it, did you tell your family? How long did it take you to tell your family? And what was the reaction?
Well, for me, I told my mom, of course, and at the time, you know, my husband was there, so he knew. But to tell everybody else in my family, it took me probably after I had my surgery to tell everyone else in my family. But like my children knew, of course, but they were younger, so kind of explaining it to them, it was kind of, you know, it was kind of hard explaining it to them. But for me, yeah, to tell the rest of my family, it took a while, because the thing with me is because mine happened so fast. Like when I went to the doctor, and on May 13th of 2005, I'll never forget because it was Friday the 13th, is when I got my biopsy back and they said that I had breast cancer. So on Friday, I got diagnosed. Monday, I was having my surgery. And you know, the doctor, when he came in, you know, he told me, he was like, you know, it's at stage 1. But mine went to my lymph nodes in my arm and underneath of my arm, under my armpit. So he was telling me that my best choice was to just have my breast removed and get reconstruction. But I didn't go through reconstruction. I mean, when he told me that my chances was of my cancer coming back being 90% chance it would, 10% it would if I get my breast removed, I said it's just skin, so I just said remove it. At the time, you know, I didn't have to think about it and have to ask nobody. I didn't have to like soak it in, because it was just like, I want my life, I have to live for my children.
Yes.
So I just got my breast removed. I didn't go into reconstruction because I had to be under like 12 hours, so I just said it's just skin. So I just got my right breast removed and I just lived. I mean, that wasn't important to me at the time.
Yeah, that's a minor.
You know, yeah, that was just a minor thing. And you know, later they said you could do it, but I just said no. I mean, I just don't want to be under that long to go do something like that. But yeah, far in telling like the family and the friends, yeah, I mean, it was a hard process for me because I was so young, and I was like, I can't believe. And I still, after I had my surgery and then going through chemo, I mean, I went through 6 months of chemo, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I mean, I was down to where I was just, you know, I lost my hair, I was eating baby food. I mean, it was just, I mean, I wouldn't, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But it's just that, I mean,
yeah.
it was just hard, and then I was scared for my children. I was like, you know, I'm just not going to be here for them. I mean, it was just a lot, so I just thank God every day, because he did get me through it. I was just looking at it, it's just hair, but you know, when you first see it, when it's coming out, it's devastating, because you're like,
especially with y'all females.
Yes.
You know how y'all are about your hair.
It's just not your hair on your head. It's your eyebrows, it's your eyelashes, it's everything. Yes. So I would wake up in the morning, it's like, something look different. I was like, oh, my eyebrows gone. It's like the next day, something look different. I was like, oh, my eyelashes gone. So you go through this, I mean, Yeah, the fight is on. So to piggyback off of her, I didn't have children at the time, and I had a very close friend who was there with me when I got diagnosed, and so I had the support there. And I told my mom and my dad, of course, but it took me a while to tell my grandparents. And for my grandparents, I kind of was like, why did I take so long? Because my grandmother, guess what she tells me? You know, she at this time she's like in her 70s. She said that's just a part of life. You get over it. And what she did for me was put more of the fight in me. She didn't mean it in a harsh way, but she was actually at that moment evoking strength within me. And she was like, that's how she had to get me over that hump to really fight. And I fought for my life. To this day, I'm still fighting for my life because I'm not only a one-time breast cancer survivor, I'm a three-time breast cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
And it just got determined that I have the gene. Because when I got diagnosed 17 years ago, all the genes that could be tested wasn't available. So now, up to this point, they're now available. They can test more genes. So come to find out, I had the gene. My mom now has breast cancer, but she's living just through a pill. And the blessing is, this third time, I did not have to have chemotherapy. The second time I didn't because it was stage 0. That's a blessing. So I didn't have to have any treatment. But the crazy thing about it, when I went to have the double mastectomy in December, I had a different breast cancer in the right breast and a different cancer in the left breast.
Wow.
The stage 0 breast cancer had returned. So I'm walking around with 2 different types of breast cancer in my breast. At that moment, I was like, I had a double mastectomy. And then I just finished radiation in April of 2019.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So it is real. I mean, it is really real. We have lost so many women to breast cancer that I cannot even name. So just to sit here and be able to share my story, I have to share my story.
Yes.
That what survival looks like.
Yes.
But the first thing about it is early detection is the key. You gotta be in tune to your body. You gotta listen to your body. Like the sister said, she knew for some odd reason because she listened to her body. A lot of people have fear of going to the doctor to get the diagnosis, or even having a mammogram to even find out if they have it. I'm telling you, early detection is the key. We all have things that are against us in this city, in this country, in terms of the way we eat, the environment, the stress levels, you know, just raising our families. It is it's a lot on women. No disrespect, I know this y'all like for women to have to go to drastic things to get their breasts cut off to live, to be able to live is a very drastic thing. And so you all, when we walk through the door, y'all should bow down to us. We go through a lot, like boys.
Of course.
Look at brother, he like,
But
yes.
What you gonna say?
For all they know, the dummies is like me. What's a lymph node?
Okay, a lymph node, it feels like a, how can I show you this? It feels like a pea, you know, like a pea. You know,
But
the
you
peas
said
that
it
you filter.
But you said it was in your arm?
It's they in your arms and underneath of your armpit.
And in your neck.
And in your neck, so you have them.
So remember I had a knot right here over my eye? It was under my skin.
That was a lymph node. That's what it
It
is.
could have
So
been
it feel
cancerous,
like-
but it wasn't. But it was just
Okay.
like a
So you felt those in your arm and all that?
Yep, and you feel.
You can feel like sometimes, like if you got something in your, like some people call it a bore, but sometimes you will feel it like it may be raised. It could, you know, that determines if something is, you know, in your lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes kind of tell. It's a filtering. It's a filtering connector, like they use to filter out. And it's
I've had it under both arms.
yeah, and you can kind of feel it like it's a raised feeling.
Yeah, it's a raised feeling.
That would have me feeling my...
It's a raised feeling. It's a lump. It's an actual lump. You feel it. I've had it under both arms.
So I know you always talking about men get it too, so I guess men, is that what we're feeling for?
No.
No, I don't think that's what men feel for.
No.
Go see your doctor.
I'm just saying, but it's early
Nah, the thing about your lymph nodes is it could be, you can have a flu.
Yes.
Or you can be sick and they swell.
They
The
swell.
same way. They'll swell. But the difference is with them,
It's an infection in your body.
Exactly. There's an infection. There's some type of infection in your
Infection in
body.
your body. It could just be the cancer. It could, like you say, it could just be the flu. It's just something that's in your body. Your lymph nodes kind of tell you that something is not going well in your body.
Exactly.
You ate something bad, buddy.
Exactly.
You say what?
You ate
Eat
something
something
bad.
So I think first of all, like that fight has to be like one of the biggest. And the thing about it is, and it's weird to me, is because like in my life, women are the strongest people in my life. My mother is the strongest person I know. My mother raised 3 kids by herself, and she did whatever. And women are so used to that fight. They raise the kids, and they do all that stuff. And there's a lot of stuff in life that you know as a woman that you're gonna take on. But when this comes, this is a whole different fight to take on. So how do you keep that? How do you keep that fight? And did at any time either of y'all feel like giving up?
Oh yes, I felt like giving up so many times.
Was
So
it after the
many times.
chemo? Or?
It was after it was before the chemo, after the chemo. I mean, it still to this day, it's some days that I wanna still give up.
That's what I'm gonna ask you.
I'm glad you did.
Is there still like that? Is there after effects? Is there after effects also?
Yes,
Hold on,
yes, I mean, I'll be 14 years a survivor in December 15th of this year, and I still feel like giving up. It's still a struggle.
You can call us.
I want you to answer that.
It's still a
I
struggle.
want you to answer
You
that.
feel like that?
Yes.
You
So
can
I
call,
know.
you can call the Lounge
Yeah, don't
Boys.
give
We
up.
never give up.
I never wanted
Thank
to
you.
give up. For some odd reason, God just gave me the strength and the fight. But I did have a sense of giving up for the treatment. When I went to this last radiation treatment, I got tired of getting up every day going to treatment, but something kept saying, Sonny, go. So what I did, and then your children, of course. I have a son. They told me I could not have children because of my first chemotherapy. And he's 11. So I know that there's a God. So considering that I know God is real, that's what keeps me here and not wanting to give up. And sister, don't give up because you are here. I mean, you are a walking testimony.
Yeah.
What you went through is not for you. It is for someone else. It is so many women out here to just go through it. And you're a strong sister. I already see you got your family here.
Yes.
Don't give up. But
Yes.
yeah, so but yeah, you know, part of you just wants
That's
to.
what keep me going.
Yeah, part of you. Yes, indeed. Part of you just wants to just say, why me? See, it's I went through the why me. Like, okay,
Yeah, I think that's the
like,
biggest
I'm this
thing.
good old thing. I don't eat the whole thing. I don't eat the
I'm
whole
a good
thing.
person. I ain't trying to hurt nobody out
Yeah,
here.
when I came, when a man asked me for $1 on the street, I give him $1.
Exactly. You live right.
But so I'm like, so part of me is like, why me? So and then I try to not ask questions and just know I just have to journey through and push through. And I'm just a year out from my third diagnosis.
A year?
A year. I got diagnosed October the 4th of last year, so I'm technically a year out. And what I recognize too, I'm telling you, stress is a mean thing.
Yes.
I was actually teleworking during the time of me healing. And people was like, Sonny, man, I'm like, you age backwards. I was like, do I? I'm telling you, it was work.
Yeah.
I think mine is, because I have a very demanding job, and I'm just getting back to work like full time, and I feel it already. I'm like, the stress is real. So I have to have a therapist. Like, I'm going to therapy, and I'm really going to talk about therapy. And I know that's probably another session for you all's Lounge Boys, for men and women. When I say therapy is the bomb, go to therapy because it allows you to really talk about things that are really deep rooted in you. You know, and having breast cancer for the third time, it messes with your psyche. It really does in terms of just how to move. Like, you know, you kind of blame yourself. Did I eat something? Did I, you know what I mean? Am I just allowing too much on myself? And real quick, because I know you guys probably got to wrap up, but then I had my own, I turned my pain into passion. I had my own hair wrap business. And I launched that 2 years ago, and it was on the strength of helping women feel beautiful under, you know, while they go through chemotherapy, because I was bald headed and I had to go to work. So luckily, hair wraps were the thing back then, and I was able to feel beautiful and still wake up in the morning and face the world. So I launched this business 2 years ago called So Essential Hair Wraps, and it just ran off. And here I am having a full-time job, full-time mom, running a business. It's a whole lot. So I started to question myself. Did you put a lot on yourself? This is why you got diagnosed again. And you know, and last year, so you have to take a seat back and really analyze your life. It is real. And so the therapy helps me to do that.
And the beauty of it is, like, and this is one of the big reasons for y'all coming up here, is because I want people to see that it's not a death sentence, and your life is not over, and you can still be you. Like, y'all came in here, y'all smiling, y'all having a good time. If I met you on the street, I'd have never known anything was wrong with you.
People say that all the time.
People
You
say
get that all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
All the time.
I would have never known, because what you guys are putting out with your aura doesn't show that.
Energy.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, because I feel like people go through circumstances and they let their circumstances take over their physical and their outside. You can see, you ever seen somebody walking down the street like, something wrong with that person. Like, they always have a bad day or something. But, and that's the thing, and that's what I really want is, y'all being here as a whole is just a testimony of this is not a death sentence. There's a way, you can make it through this. And that's why, that's the reason why we had y'all, come in. And the next question that I have is, so, of course, within your body and physically, you have to go through the chemo, and I've heard how terrible that is, and we don't have to go into detail about that. But like now, like you say, you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're doing that, and I don't feel like we have a responsibility, but I do feel like sometimes we do have a responsibility to share this information and encourage other people. Is there anything that you guys are doing to do that, or you look forward to trying to do that, encourage people? Like, is there anything you guys like want to do or going to do or something like that? Or even just talking, being here is encouraging people.
Public speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, like.
Far as for me, a lot of people have asked me to do public talking, but this is the first time that I have ever done it through my journey.
Yes.
Because I was nervous to do it. I feel as though if I talk to other people, I may say the wrong thing, and it may not come out to be what I'm trying to express. So this is like my first time, but a lot of people still do ask me, they ask me to come and, talk to women and stuff. But I would say me being here on this show, and I met her, I mean, I think now, I think I can do it. I can talk to people more. But I mean, because I like to talk.
Yes.
But it's just that when I'm talking about
exactly
this experience, I just feel as though sometimes I'm gonna say the wrong thing, and then somebody may say, oh, well, she said that, and then they may going through it, it may be the wrong thing they doing for themselves. But I think that I can do it. I mean, I
know you
today.
can do it.
I think I did pretty good
The thing about it
today.
is, real quick, what you say is you think you might say the wrong thing, but people don't understand everybody has a different journey.
That's true.
Everybody's process is different.
Yes.
What you went through is going to be completely different from what somebody else went through.
Yes.
But the thing about it is it's the inspiration period, because there's a lot of things like, they say, you see something, say something. Like, if you don't say nothing, like you just being here right now, I don't think you really understand. Like,
Yes.
you just took a monumental step.
Yes, I have.
And I want you to have it in your mind that you just did this, and there's people watching. And I wish I could get to y'all questions, but I'm sorry, I can't get questions right now. I couldn't talk to that. But no, I'm gonna let you answer that question, and then we'll look at it.
So I really started my journey of sharing my story actually last year. I have a big sis named Teresa, and everybody knows her. She's just like my encourager, and she actually encouraged me to really share my story. So last year, I really started a crusade to go on shows similar to this to share my journey. People who know me, I share all the time though. I was taught through the rearing of my grandmother to share my story because it's going to help someone else.
Yes.
So I've always been very open. I'm an open book. Whether or not I may not be open at that moment, but at some point you're going to get the story behind Sonice and what I've actually faced in life, not just only breast cancer, because I know that it's important to, first of all, it's a healing for yourself, number one. And number two, it's important to inspire others, because you never know what nobody's going through. Like you said, you walk down the street, you wouldn't know that we've gone through. I mean, I do it all the time. Like, so you went through. I was like, baby, did I go through? I went through. But I have to put it on that face, because at the end of the day, it is not even about me. what I've gone through is not about me, it's actually for someone else. And so I've actually taken on that mantra, and I've just, you know, I'm on a crusade to just share my story, and I'm hoping in the future to write a book. I'm just allowing God to just actually speak to me as to what to name my book and actually what to really write in my book. So that is my goal, is to write a book, to really leave a legacy for those who pick up something and say, you know, she did it, I can do it.
And the thing about it is too, and it's like, we see stuff minimal on TV about it and all that, but as far as when it comes to black women and black women that come from certain areas, because I bet you we could go all over this city right now, and it's a bunch of girls dealing with that.
Yes.
They won't talk about it.
Yes.
They won't say anything about it. It's because they need to hear somebody else talk about it, who comes from where they come from, who's been in a certain circumstances of where they come from. So that's why we appreciate that y'all are doing it, because what y'all might not understand is, I was always taught by my mother was, if you're not helping any other people out in life, you're wasting your time here.
That's true.
You're wasting your time on earth if you're not helping other people. And I don't know if y'all understand that the help that you're giving people right now, like we have people on here who's just, they're empowered by it, just listening to the conversation. They're empowered by the conversation. Yeah, and it's just because, you know, we do our shows and we talk about crazy stuff, you know, but you know, we always have shows like this every once in a while, and a lot of people tune into these shows because they don't know people who are gonna really come on and talk about this. And I was shocked because we were talking about it the other day. We was like, all right, we're gonna do the show. Then I was like, damn, how we gonna find somebody? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna say, hey,
what I say, leave that to me.
Okay.
yeah, I was like, how we gonna find some? And we gave ourselves this. We talked on a Sunday, and we gave ourselves till Tuesday.
Wow.
And we found you too late.
Wow.
And we found you too late, and I was shocked because I was like, really? Like they're gonna come on and they're gonna talk about it. And that's why I say I appreciate y'all 100%. I'm getting a little emotional right now. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yes. Yeah, because I actually have a friend. She's alive now,
Thank God.
and she went through the whole breast cancer experience. And like you were talking about the hair earlier, the biggest thing was she had to shave her head bald. And I'm not gonna say she was ashamed, but she was, you know, she wore her head wraps, and you know, and then one day she put a picture on Facebook of her with her bald head. And I was like, oh, that grabbed me. I was like, oh, like that made me feel bad, because in our interaction we talked about it, and I'm always like, oh man, and it's sad. And she put it on Facebook, and she put her story on Facebook, and she had the bald head, and I felt 1,000 times better after that. I was like, she's living her truth.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, and the funny thing about it is now she wears her hair short.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
But the thing about it is, you know, that is.
About the comments, but
Yeah, no, I'm talking all the comments are just like all the comments are talking about. You know, people are inspired by this, and so this is a thing I'm gonna do because before we get out of here.
Go to a commercial break. 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. So for younger women, especially our black minority women, as far as when it comes to the breast cancer, can y'all enlighten them a little bit on, like, first of all, I've heard about the self-checking thing, but I don't know too much about it, about the self-checking thing, and just the psyche of how you handle this. Once you, I know it's a shock. It's a shock straight to the heart. But sometimes you got to sit down, you got to count to 10, and you got to figure this out. And from y'all that have been through it, if somebody hears it from y'all, they're going to understand it a little bit better.
Okay. To the young women, even to my sisters at my age as well, but doing your self-examination is very important. If you in fact found a knot, 9 times out of 10, it actually is benign.
Okay.
I think because we are open to social media and a lot of things have come, you know, through the social media, and you hear horror stories, 9 times out of 10 it is benign.
Okay.
And there is, you know, there are times when it is cancer. So I always encourage my sisters, because I'll get phone calls and text messages like, Sonny, I felt a knot. I say is, just go to the doctor, just breathe, do the
Yes.
basics, count to 1 to 10.
Yes.
Because it may not even be cancer. Don't automatically think
Go
that.
there. Yeah.
Because what you put into the universe is what you want to get back.
Amen.
So you have to think positive from the onset
Yes.
in order to survive. So therefore, if it is, you ready to fight.
Yes.
So self-examination is just like so important. Like you just have to just do it. And if you feel something, it is the first thing is gonna jolt you that it is cancer. But I try to encourage my sisters, my young ladies, that it may not be cancer. I don't want you to think like that. They have a lot of cysts out here that are benign, and it's not cancer. So think positive, breathe, count 1 to 10, but still follow with your healthcare provider to make sure that it's not. And if it is, just pray on it. God got you. Like you said, we are sitting here examples of survival.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
Wow.
She said everything I was saying.
You never get on that. You think you gonna get on that?
She said the same thing I was
You gonna ask some more? Come on, ask some more.
Okay.
See, I
What I would
add.
add,
There we go. That's what I want to hear.
what I would add is that when you do your self exam, it's easier to do it when you're in the shower. They said that you detect it more when you're in the shower because the water is like hitting in your skin is like soft to when the water is hitting, so it get moist, so that way you can feel anything that's there. So that would be what I would add. And just like she said, it's very important if you feel anything, just go to the doctor. I mean, when I was at the age of 30, I'd say the first thing I thought was breast cancer, and that's just was the first thing. But I would encourage people, don't think that way, because like she said, it may not be cancer, and just go to the doctor and just don't ignore it. Whatever you do, don't ignore it, because I have come encounter with a lot of women that I have worked with, and they'll say, oh yeah, I just ignored it and it wasn't, I just feel it wasn't anything, it's just a milk duct or something. And a couple of them is not here today because, they did ignore it. But I would just say that don't ignore it. Just whatever you feel, even if you think it may not be something, just go to the doctor, please. Just go to the doctor because it's very important.
Exactly. And another thing about that too is, which I do understand is, which is an issue, and it sucks that it is an issue. Like a lot of people are hesitant to go to the doctor if they don't have insurance.
Yes.
Like if they, you know what I'm saying? But if you feel something, you gotta understand it's bigger than that. And there's ways that you can work it out where if you don't have to pay it, you know, payment plan, but your health and you being here on this planet is way bigger than a price tag. And what I want to say is, yes, I thank y'all ladies for coming so much.
Thank you for
having
having us.
like, what? What happened?
We ain't got no phone.
I think we gave it to them already. Did we have something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we gave insurance already.
Yes, no shirt over there.
Exactly.
I can show mine on my live.
Show it on this line. Oprah ain't the only person that give away stuff. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. You get
Hashtag Kimmy Chronicles on hashtag.
Listen, I want to thank y'all for coming. Y'all don't understand, like this is monumental, and then it hits home with us because it's somebody that's a part of our whole conglomerate that's about to deal with this situation. And
I think she had her. She's on her second. No, not chemo. She's on radiation. Her second radiation.
And I have lost family to this.
She's just starting it.
Yeah. And what only thing I want y'all to understand is y'all speaking out, and especially you, because you said it's your first time and you're asking about it. But what you don't understand is people listen, and they'll listen to you. I can talk to them about it all day, but you can talk to them about it, and they know where you're coming from, and y'all words are needed, and it's called encouragement. The encouragement, whatever you say out your mouth, however your journey went, it's encouragement. However you see it. And I want you to understand that. And I ain't saying I go out here and get a talk show. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You ain't got to go out here and get a talk show. But the thing about it is, you speaking to people like that helps. And you might feel a way about it, drawn back about it, but talking to somebody about what they're going through, and there's somebody who can see them eye to eye, and y'all both felt the same thing, you're doing wonders. Just trust me, you're doing wonders.
And just to add to it, I speak to kids every now and then, groups of kids, and I was thinking the same way you thinking, but then I thought about it, I said, if I could just touch one of them.
Yes.
If I could just get one of them.
Yes.
I did good. I did good. So if you do come across a group of females or whatever, just go ahead and just tell them how you know, tell them your experience and stuff. And I guarantee at least one of them going to catch you and be like, okay, if she can survive this, I can do it too.
I can do it. That's it. Let me tell you something. I've fought a lot of fights in my life. I done been through a lot of stuff in my life, but it's nothing compared to what y'all two have went through. Nothing compared. And just to hear y'all's story is like, I don't even know if I could have kept that fight up. But the strength that y'all showed is the strength that other people need to see and need to hear, and let them know this is not a death sentence. This is something you can stand up,
something you can beat,
and you can beat it. And you gotta walk tall as long as you keep your chin up.
And all y'all that's late to the show, make sure y'all rewind this show
and check it out. Exactly. Now, if y'all want to plug anything or do anything or say IGs or say Chicago or say hey, what you want to do? Come on, BB, go ahead. Y'all do your thing.
Okay, I'm Elise. I'm a survivor of Middleton on Facebook. On my IG, I don't remember. But y'all find me on there. I know it's Elise Middleton, something. It was not anything. Okay. And then also I just want to shout out that I really appreciate everyone for listening. Come and support the Lounge Boys. My first time they inspired me, so I think I can do this again. Thank y'all for having me on the show. And just one last time, I just want to shout out that I am assistant manager of a go-go band called Raw Potential, so check us out on YouTube.
Hey, y'all some sitting Lounge Boys anyway.
Real quick, I just want to say thank you to the Lounge Boys, and certainly Ty for inviting me here. Like I mentioned earlier, I have a head wrap business called So Essential Head Wraps. My IG is so_essential_head_wraps. Check me out, and my Facebook name is So Blackbird. So I'm excited to just live and thrive, Donna. And you guys,
that's right.
I'm a connect.
Yes,
Yes.
Y'all done gave me a whole new energy. I was mad this morning because the day long wasn't quite. We got bigger problems in life. Boy, listen here, we a bigger problem. We love y'all. Y'all everything from us. We fighting the same fight with y'all. It's the Lounge Boys. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
That's right.
Woo!
We good? Are you looking for a house? Are you trying to sell your house? What are some benefits to ownership? Tax credits. Your rent will increase, but mortgages don't. Build equity. Have something to call your own. If you're looking for it, call Yanira Rodriguez at Long & Foster, 202-547-9200. That's 202-547-9200. Call her today. Black Squirrel Media has video and photography for you. Weddings, photo shoots, proms, all that you need. Go to www.blacksquirrelmedia.com. That's www.blacksquirrelmedia.com. Or give them a call at 240-883-4677. 240-883-4677. Get the memories taken care of.
Looking for custom apparel, cheerleading, family reunions, you name it. Art by Law has what you need. Art by Law at live.com. That's Art by Law at live.com. If you can dream it, they will make it.